right, I managed to get up here and not trip or stain my shirt. So far, it's a success. Good afternoon. My name is Miguel Cruz, and I'm a Cal State University Channel Islands student. I'm also a single father of two. I have a beautiful baby boy, he's 1 year old, and a beautiful 7-year-old daughter. I'm the son of Mexican immigrants who came to this country in search of a better life. My mother, who was the oldest of 10, had to drop out of school in 3rd grade in order to take care of her 9 siblings. My father, he had to drop out of school in 6th grade when his father died. He and his older brother had to go to work full-time in order to support their family. Both of my parents lived in extreme poverty and were robbed of their education and their childhood. I was born and raised here in Santa Barbara. I grew up on the Lower East Side, not too far from here. My father's a gardener, my mother cleans houses. I attended Santa Barbara Junior High and Santa Barbara High School. I was an honors English student starting in junior high, but I was always the only brown male in class and I felt out of place. Yeah, I know, go figure. And I was even put on a gang list, even though I was never a gang member. No one discussed college with me. No one encouraged me to pursue college prep work, coursework. I don't like working on cars. I've never been good with power tools. I'm not that kind of guy. But nevertheless, teachers still encouraged me to work in the trades, get a construction job, be an electrician, etc. Everyone told me what to do without knowing me, without knowing my interests, without knowing my talents, without knowing my passions. I grew up angry, young, and poor, a dangerous combination for men in my neighborhood. Shortly after I graduated high school, I started selling drugs, and my life quickly unraveled. Luckily, I never got locked up, but unfortunately, my brother did, so did many of my friends. 3 young men from my neighborhood committed suicide within 1 year of each other, and shortly after, when I was 24, I hit my bottom as a result of my drug use. I lost my apartment, my truck, my 2-year-old daughter was taken from me. I found out that my girlfriend was cheating on me with my best friend. And worst of all, I lost my sanity and the ability to look in the mirror and not be disgusted at the reflection looking back at me. The stranger in my mirror stole from my mother, and he stole my daughter's birthday money. He did everything that I said I would never do. In January of 2013, I spent the coldest night of my life on the industrial streets of the Lower East Side, not far from here, trying to find the will to live and to keep going. That night, in a fit of despair, I tried to kill myself. Somehow, though, I saw my daughter's eyes in my survival knife when I was looking at my reflection. I saw her eyes instead of mine, and in that moment, everything made sense. I didn't really want to die. I just didn't want to feel like that again. I soon made a vow to get clean, and I promised my daughter I would never leave her again. I started working dead-end jobs in construction and landscaping to pay rent and make money, but I rapidly became depressed. I've always felt that I was destined for greatness, and I certainly didn't want to be exploited like my parents. My heart would break a little more every single day because I didn't want to be remembered on this world for just digging ditches. So I decided going back to school was the only way out of poverty and a never-ending string of meaningless jobs. Here, I must emphasize what a radical departure this was. At this point in my life, I was better prepared to go to prison than I was to go to college. And I say this because I had absolutely no idea what college entailed. I didn't know anyone who had gone to college. On the other hand, I felt I knew exactly what would be expected of me in prison. The decision I made, after I made my decision, I threw myself into my studies, and I earned a 4.0 GPA my first year at Santa Barbara City College. Thank you. I've received only a few B's my entire time there. I'm like a nerd now. It's my new addiction is good grades. I was on the President's Honor Roll for 2 consecutive years. I received the SPCC Equity Award for Campus Leadership, and I won 2nd place in the Lancaster Speech Tournament in 2016. In 2017, I graduated with honors from SPCC with degrees in psychology and alcohol and drug counseling. And 3 semesters into CSUCI, I've received nothing but A's, and I'll graduate this spring with a BA in psychology. Thank you. The high point of my academic journey came in the summer of 2017 after graduating from SPCC when I got to study abroad in London. This would not have been possible without financial assistance from people who care. Nobody in my family has ever stepped foot on that continent, and it was an honor for me to be the first. Growing up, I never knew anyone who'd gone to Europe, my friends' parents didn't take them on vacations to Paris or, I didn't have that kind of lifestyle. But somehow I got to study Shakespeare, narrative, and film in London. When I was flying halfway around the world to study at the University of London, I realized that I was living a life beyond my wildest dreams. And that's all thanks to my community who helped lift me up and save me from myself. I'm forever grateful for all the people who have supported me on this journey. From then, I've learned confidence and to value myself. Scholarships from organizations like the Scholarship Foundation have allowed me to push through all my financial hardships as a single father of two, living in Santa Barbara who goes to school full-time. As a result of the blessings I've received from countless individuals, I've decided to dedicate my life to helping others and bettering my community. Thank you. I'm currently a counselor at a local detox facility, and I work for the Center for Equity and Social Justice in Santa Barbara City College. I hope to work with at-risk youth, as well as with formerly incarcerated people and others from marginalized communities. I plan to get a master's degree in social work so I can work in schools, prisons, and jails, and I hope to one day earn a PhD. And I want to thank the Scholarship Foundation of Santa Barbara and all the donors for investing in the future of this country. Let's give them a round of applause. Around this room, we can see shining examples of the goodness and generosity of human kindness. I applaud you all, and I applaud the students making the most of their generous support. Tomorrow belongs to them. They are the future of this country and the answer to the prayers of all of our ancestors. Thank you very much.